So I lost the challenge.
Yes, you did.
So Kirk challenged me to make a box.
Not just any box.
Hey folks, welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
As I said, Kirk won the challenge, much to my horror.
Yes, I did.
He did. So we're going to make a box. And the box we're making is with a mould from Let's Resin. And anyone who knows me knows that I like purple. It seems to be quite a popular colour amongst resin people.
Resin people.
Resin people. Not people made of resin. I mean like resin, people into resin.
Okay. But resin artists.
Are we resin artists?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
like purple. I like purple anyway. So as I was saying, I'm using the mold is from Let's Resin. The pigment that I decided to go for is from Just Resin, and it's ultraviolet. Absolutely beautiful colour. I mean, stunning.
To be fair, it is a really nice colour.
I'd have like my house in that colour if I could. I totally would.
You've got one purple room, that's it.
Okay. Well.
Although I haven't got a red and blue room.
And then I decided to add some glitter. Now the glitter is, I don't remember what it's called, but it's from a company called Little Island Co. Absolutely gorgeous glitter. It's a chunky glitter, and it's just, I mean, look at it. It was so nice. I double dipped. I double dipped it because I was like, that's so good. So my plan was, once I've mixed it all in, was to I think this is the lid. No, this is the bottom. So I put quite a sort of heavy mixture of glitter into the very base because I want the edges to be very sparkly. And then that took me a while, I have to say, because the mold comes with the box surround, which is absolutely phenomenal because it stops the mold going out of shape.
It stops it distorting and warping and that, which is really good.
Yeah, it is really good. But the downside is that it makes it quite awkward to get resin in, to be honest. But, you know, these things are sent to try us. And then I wanted to scrape every last little tiny bit out of that jar. And I thought, oh, I'll just stick it on the top. And then I just did a standard pour it all in with my ultraviolet.
Whack it in.
And I was praying at this point that I had enough for that bottom because we don't have that many Let's Resin molds. I think we've got this one, some dragons, a couple of other little bits.
Yeah.
But it's literally around this point that I remember that they always write on it how much it takes. And yeah, every Let's Resin mold tells you how much it takes.
I didn't know that. I just guesstimate.
I know that's really, but
that's why we've got so many skulls.
That's why we've got so many skulls. And yeah, anyway, so luckily I was bang on the money. Look at me.
Check you out.
It's, you know, it's a good day when you get just the right amount of resin. It's, you know, it's really good. But
I wouldn't know.
So another thing I would say about this mold is the sort of the top edge, it really traps in bubbles. I've only ever made this once before and it ended up looking like Hawaii. It was like full of craters and volcanoes and it was not a pretty sight.
There were some
hefty
bubbles in there.
That's fine because I gave it to my granddaughter and she loved it. So, you know, that's how these things work.
Yeah.
So that was that one. And then with the lid, I decided to go for a slightly different purple. And I've gone for the Let's Resin Dye Violet, which is also one of my favourites. So I give it a really good mix. And what I thought I'd do here is go for a fine glitter. And you can see in the right that is I can't remember what it's called. I think it's fine prismatic purple, and that is from Resin Supplies Den. I wasn't quite happy with the colour of it, so I stuck a bit of white in it just to try and match it up a little bit to the top box, because I thought it might be a little bit too different.
It's your box. You can do whatever you
like.
like.
I stuck a little bit of white in.
You get creative license.
I know, but I thought I'll stick a bit of white in and see what it looks like, because I got daring.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know where I've gone. I think I've gone for a. I don't know where I've gone now. I do come back. Come back. There we go. Wow, it's like I listen to myself.
Yeah.
I really don't. So I give that a really good mix, and then I just felt that missing something.
Let me guess. Glitter. Shocker.
No, I did exactly the same with the bottom as I did on the top. Is I added a nice amount. I mean, it looks silver, but I promise you, it is purple, and it's really pretty. It is really pretty. Look at the speed. Seriously, look at the speed that I'm mixing. That's incredible.
I'd be surprised if there's no bubbles in that then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that appears to be a little bit more.
Well, I looked at the fine glitter and I thought, no, I don't know if that's enough. So I then shoved a
load of
an appropriate proportion into that tub.
How do you define an appropriate proportion?
How do I define an appropriate proportion of glitter?
Yes.
It's really simple.
Okay.
Well, you take your resin cup, you pour your glitter pot over the top, and when you have dropped in and you look at it and you go, that's enough, that's an appropriate proportion.
Okay.
If anybody has any different ideas as to what is an appropriate proportion of glitter to resin, please let us know in the comments, because this, as I'm sure you can see, is an ongoing debate between myself and Kirk. I am determined to win that one. So I poured it into the base, and then I did have a tiny bit left over. I wasn't as happy with myself, a little bit over, and so I stuck that on the top just to try and see if it had spread out a little bit and maybe blend it a tiny bit, or whatever.
Have a bit of
it was basically I had nowhere else to put it and there wasn't enough to do anything with it, so I just stuck it on the top.
Fair enough. I must say,
but then
it is looking very sparkly.
But then I had to go round all over again.
Oh, and do the inside again.
Yeah. So I spent ages doing those edges, and
a bit of a...
even when I switched the camera off, I did a whole load more. Honestly, I was there for ages doing it.
But if you don't do that, you do end up with loads of bubbles in there, and it
Yeah, but any second now I'll be like, right, that's enough, I'm done. And then I'm like, no, I'll just do a little bit more. And I think I was at it for about half an hour, until you literally couldn't move the resin anymore.
So, I can just imagine you going through it, scraping.
Hang on, this is my demold.
Ooh.
It's very exciting. Now, if anybody is going to point out my dodgy nail job, I'd like to point out that was done by my 4-year-old and 8-year-old granddaughter on our pamper day. And I wasn't able to take it off, or risk of upsetting them.
Yeah.
So
it's all right.
Look how pretty that is.
That is quite pretty.
It's... I love it.
Yeah,
I do. I love it. I absolutely love it.
No, it is quite...
And there is it all together. I was really pleased with it. But I felt it was missing something. I thought it needed just a little bit more...
Sparkle? Glitter?
Funny enough, sparkle may come into it. So I had a look at some purple glittery background, but... and then I went for like a...
Is that a rainbow cloud?
It's a rainbow sort of cloud to go at the back of my name. But as you'll see in a moment, once I've actually done it, I decide I don't like it, because you can't see my name. It's not right. So I then take it off, and think, oh, for goodness sake, I've cut out all these decals. I've got to use them. So then I decided to have a measure and faff about for a bit. But ultimately what I did is I put the rainbow name onto a purple background, and I took off the rainbow background, essentially.
So what you're saying is that it was too shiny for you. It was too glittery.
No. What I'm saying is that the rainbow decor detracted from the beauty of the glitter.
Is that right?
That is right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, I'll give you that one.
So that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah.
So the decals we got when we went to Maker Central this year, and the decals were from was it a green? Oh, I can't remember what. There was a stand there that was selling cricket things, and
yeah,
and I bought them for like £3 a roll. So you can't grumble at that. So I bought it, and I hadn't actually used it until this box. So, but yeah, I was quite pleased.
I quite like that rainbow one.
I think it's really pretty. I just have to come up with something to put it on that is going to work.
I might have to start using your cricket.
I beg your pardon.
Well, you know, I quite like that rainbow cloud.
You want to use my cricket?
No, I don't want to touch that thing.
Yeah, you can use my cricket when I start playing with your 3D printer.
Do you know what? I pay money to see you do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I think it'd be hilarious.
Why? Anyway, we're getting off the subject. Concentrate. So I've put the purple decal with the rainbow name, and then I just
do a top coat.
I was going to say dumped a whole load of UV on it, but yeah, doing a top coat sounds a bit more, you know, resin artisty.
Yes, as that is what we are.
Yeah. So
was that the technical term? Was it dumped a load on there?
No, it's not. No, I was looking for the appropriate term, and it didn't come to mind. Bearing in mind, this is like take 900.
Well, yeah.
So, so I've put lots of UV on there. I say lots. I've put enough to top coat it. You don't have to top coat permanent vinyl because it is hard wearing. I mean, you can stick permanent vinyl outside and it's not going to fall off or get wrecked. I just like it because I feel it gives it that uniform, smooth
just
top.
Finishes it off,
and I just think it makes it even shinier.
As if it needed it.
You can never be too shiny or too sparkly. So I didn't feel I had quite enough, so I stuck a little bit more on. The spatula thing that I'm using, I got those.
Is that what that is? I thought it was like
I don't know what they're called, but it's I got it from Little Windows. I did an order to Little Windows a while ago, and they're not. They weren't very much money, but I got them. And you know what? They are the best things ever for doing top coats.
Okay.
I absolutely love them. That's why I've hid them, and you can't have them.
I don't want them
because you don't do top coats.
No, I'll give them to you.
I know you do, but if I let you know where they are, you would.
I thought it was do you know, like you get those tiny little tubs of ice cream.
It is. Do you know? It actually is very similar to that. I wish I'd thought of that because I could probably get them a lot cheaper in this country. But anyway, they are really, really good. So, and then I just gave it a cure, and that is pretty much my box completely done. And again, I used the Resiners light.
Yeah, I've used that a few times.
Thoughts?
It's okay if you're doing something that is quite big, But if you're trying to do like the little cabochons and things like that, I think the other one you've got, the
standard one, yeah, I would agree. I got it because it's cordless.
That is quite
and
handy,
that's what I really like.
Yeah,
I really do like that. But no, I mean it does the job. I think it does it. It just takes a little bit longer.
I think it depends on the battery as well, because if you've got a full charge, the light is a lot stronger.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Never thought of that. So what you're saying is I should charge up that light?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will. Top tip.
Yeah.
Top
Always
tip.
Charge your lamp.
Excellent. That's a really good tip.
If you press the on button,
yeah,
and nothing happens,
yeah, charge it.
That's a sign that you've not charged it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's really helpful.
Top tip there.
I tell you. Educational as well, this channel, I tell you.
Educational and informative.
I'm not sure how informative it is. But anyway, here's my box. That's it. All done. All done and dusted.
Shiny. Are you pleased with it?
I am genuinely quite pleased with it. And I use it every day for my tablets. Your turn.
Me.
Let's see what you did.
So I thought of outside of the box.
You thought outside the box.
Outside of the box.
That's where you live.
Yes.
That's your wheelhouse.
So my box is going to be a treasure chest.
Okay.
And I thought I'm going to have it, little bits of gold in there. But I wanted something different. So I'm going to put a dragon in there.
You're going to put a dragon in the box?
Yeah.
Okay. It might just be me, but you're missing a few bits of the dragon.
Yes.
Like its head, body, tail,
I'm going to do
arms,
the eye.
legs,
So
tail,
the eye
teeth.
is going to be sticking out of the box.
So it's a metaphoric dragon rather than an actual.
Because you can actually see it.
It's not an actual dragon though. It's a dragon's eye.
It's implied.
Okay.
No, you can see the eye.
What's with the red?
It was supposed to be the the veins for the eyes. But I put the white on there. It turned up pink, and it didn't look right.
No.
So
no, it did not. And if anyone's wondering why I'm giggling, it's because this is Kirk's 5th attempt at saying that line, because he was saying things that you're not allowed to say on YouTube. Don't say them. Right. Moving on.
Okay, so now I'm going to give it a bit of eyeliner.
Yeah.
Bit of gold. I'm doing both eyes, but I wasn't sure which one. I was only going to use one.
Okay.
But because both of them won't actually fit on the lid.
Okay.
So I'm doing both just to see whether I prefer the left one or the right one. And so I'm using a bit of gold, a bit of blue, and then I'm just mixing it a bit together. I think the top is a bit of a galaxy. And then I'm doing some claws as well. So I've got the two different shades of blue there.
Are they the Let's Resin ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the gold, I'm going to do the gold for the claws. And my plan is to have the eye in the top of the lid. And the claws going around the side of the box as if it's like, no, you can't have this.
You couldn't just make a box? Just a standard box?
Well, what's the fun in that?
Just a regular box. That's what you said. The challenge is a regular box.
I did not say regular box.
You said box.
I said box.
You didn't say fancy box.
I did. No, I didn't. But I did not say fancy box. I said a box.
Okay. Well, let's just see how it works out.
Read between the lines.
I'm just going to be like a giant loser all the time.
I could do that as another challenge.
What's that?
Like a winner sign for me. Anyway, so I've mixed up some resin. I've put some black.
Is that the craft resin?
Yeah, and the black dye that you made.
I didn't make it. I bought it from Resin Supplies Den.
Okay, well, that Resin Supplies Den made.
They made it. Well, they acquired it, and then I purchased it.
You mean you looked at it and it arrived?
No, I definitely bought that.
So I don't know whether it was my board wasn't level or whether it was just that the eyes are quite shallow at that bit, but it ran out.
I think it's the mold, because those molds they're actually designed for fondant, and fondant doesn't run.
Okay.
That's why it runs out, because it's not designed for resin, but it's silicone. So if it's made from silicone, you can put resin in it.
So I just put a lollipop stick underneath and just propped it up, and that did the job really. And then, as you can see,
that's the demold.
That's the demold.
Oh wow!
And
that's quite pretty.
You can see the eye. Look.
Yeah.
So I just went over it with a bit of white.
What, paint?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just a bit of acrylic paint.
Okay.
And I'm using the mixing tool. That has been fully charged. Bit of black pigment in there.
Yeah.
Just to, and then what I thought is, I put some of your glitter in there, and there you go.
Some?
Yeah. Well, the top bit's only going to have a little bit in because it's going to look like the bottom has got.
That was a significant proportion.
Yes. Well, you might not want to see the next bit then.
Why?
Well.
Okay, I'm intrigued now.
Now, if you look at the eye on the left, you will see that the resin is actually creeping into the eye.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a. I thought maybe I'll give it a minute too. I'm doing that just to distract you from the amount of glitter that I've just put into that pot.
Oh my word!
And like you, I spent quite a bit of time, but I bent one of those little brushes. And I'm going to use some UV now.
I'm still on the glitter. I'm going to need more gold glitter.
No.
I will.
No.
I'm
As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's still plenty there.
That's not plenty.
So the eye, I just put a little bit of a barrier of a UV just to stop the resin from
going into it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the bottom of the box is going to be a lot of glitter in there and that, so it looks like a
treasure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was the plan anyway. That was my vision. So
dun dun dun.
Drum roll. Yeah, and those wooden things are quite tricky to get out.
Yeah, they're sturdy, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
They are really good. They are really good.
They do the job.
Yeah.
You know what they're designed for. So yeah, and it's because I spent so much time doing the lip. It's come out really, really nice. I was really pleased with that.
There's a little granddaughter's hand.
Yeah, she wanted to watch the demold because she saw sparkly. And there you go. Look, that's the inside of the box.
That's so pretty.
And
I thought, so pretty.
That looks like a little treasure chest.
Oh, that's so pretty. Shiny.
And then for the top. So the top. So the plan was that you have a load at the bottom, and then just little bits of gold going up to the top, and then you've got the little dragon in there
Keeping a little eye on you.
It's like sitting in it.
Yes. And peeking out.
And yeah, just keeping an eye saying, okay. That was the plan.
That's a good plan.
I think it came out quite well.
No, it did. I think it's quite good. So what I'll do is I'll put a poll up onto our community tab with a photo of my box and a photo of Kirk's box, and if anybody would be so kind as to just go along and vote for me, then I would really appreciate it.
But before you vote,
yeah,
I've got a bit more to add to it. If you remember,
you did some claws.
I did some claws.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up some more resin, super fast speed.
Yeah.
Because you need those bubbles in there.
You wanted bubbles?
No. No, this is speeded up.
I know. Oh dear, oh dear.
And there's some more of that black pigment that you purchased.
Right. It's really nice.
It is actually. It's really good black because it's it gives the background. If especially if you're doing micas or the chameleons as well, they're really good.
Yeah.
And if you put the black background on there and that stuff it's just awesome. So now I am just very carefully just pouring said resin into the claws. Making sure not to go over the top because I need the back of it to be flat. Yeah. And I didn't want to do an overpour where it sort of it domes out a little bit.
You wanted it dead flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was quite a feat, to be fair, because knowing me.
Yeah, you are a little overpoury, aren't you?
I am overpoury. Yeah, I did mix a little bit too much. So I put some more glitter in that and made a sparkly unicorn.
Which said granddaughter.
As claimed, yes.
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 Well, anything either unicorny or sparkly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just taking a little bit out now just to make sure that it is flat. And I think that's and then
24 hours later.
No, it's not. It's 6.
Okay.
6 hours later.
Right.
So 6 hours. So they're all still bendy.
So they're still, I was going to say, they'll still be nice and bendy.
Yeah. So
you're going to make a bowl.
Yes. Yes, I am. Bowl?
That's what you do with. Never mind. Never mind.
Do you want a claw bowl?
No.
No, I just wanted them malleable so that I can stick them to the box. So they're going to go on the front of the box. Now, I obviously didn't position the box in the right place where you can see it, but
not even close.
Well, it is.
I mean, you have one job. It's like
you can see the shadow.
That's not much help, though, is it?
No.
If you're watching our channel, that's no help at all. Realistically.
Well, yes.
I feel this should be a learning.
There you go. Look, you can see that.
Just about.
And I'm using some masking tape just to make sure that it doesn't
wiggle around.
Yeah, and to be fair, I could have easily just placed them on there and just left it because they weren't going anywhere. But I think the tape was a little excessive.
Why?
You'll see in a minute.
You've got 2 pieces. Well, 3 pieces.
Yeah.
You've got 3 claws, 3 pieces of tape.
Yeah. And then same for the other side, which is actually in shot.
Well done.
Thank you. And then I'm just bending it over.
I don't know what I'm saying that to you for. I forget to press record all the time.
You do actually, yeah.
He's like, have you filmed that? I was like, no, totally forgot. Totally forgot.
Yes. Wow. Anyway, back to me.
Bye.
So, yeah, so the claws are on and then a little bit more tape. At this point, I did press the tape down a little too much, and the claws are still very soft, and I did flatten out the claw
Some
a
of
little
the
bit.
texture.
Yeah, I mean not so much as, you know, it doesn't look like a claw, but yeah, it was. I think if I was to do that again, I would just maybe just stick them onto it.
I think the tape at the front is potentially a little bit of overkill, if I'm honest, and maybe the one at the bottom.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. To be sure.
And maybe this one that you're putting on. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit of overkill.
I think there was just a little bit.
That actually looks like one of my Christmas presents.
No, it doesn't, because you can get edges on there.
Oh yeah, there's a bit there. Yeah. You could get your finger in there.
Okay, so this is the next day.
Okay. And
the next 20 minutes of the video is me removing the tape.
No, it is not. Yeah. Do not say that. Our entire audience has just gone,
no,
away. 20 minutes of some chappy removing tape. I don't think so. Oh dear.
No, it did take a little while, but I was trying to be careful as well.
A resin artiste.
Well, yes. Yes, indeed. This is what artistes do.
Well, okay then.
So yeah, and as you can see there, they're a little bit squished.
They look purple.
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
You deliberately made the claws purple?
Yes.
Can I have the box, please?
No.
Please.
You've got a purple box.
I want that one. It's prettier.
Mine's not. It's prettier.
Is that
because I used more glitter?
I'm going to vote for that one. But obviously, anybody watching, please feel free to vote for mine.
No.
No, that's really good. I like that.
So that was my vision.
That is really good.
And I was really pleased with it, to be fair.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, as always, we'll pop some photos at the end of the video.
Yep.
I'll put a poll up on our community tab, and please feel free to vote for us there, or just let us know in the comments down below. Really, really appreciate it. It has been a really long video this time, and if you've hung in with us till now, thank you so much. We really appreciate anyone that watches our video,
especially if you've got to this point.
Yeah. And we hope to see you in the next one. Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.